When starting out in Minecraft, people always think the easiest way to build a base is the nice standard box. We got our dirt box, our cobble box, our wood box, box. But it is just as easy, if not easier in my opinion, to make yourself a nice, decent looking starter house. And I'm going to show you how you can transform everyone's favorite box into said house. So I'm not trying to diss the box. The box works. The box is credible. It's tried and true. It works, but it's an eyesore. So we're going to start out by creating 2 boxes that are connected to each other. Okay, I know, this still looks just as much of an eyesore as the normal box, but trust the process. Here, we're just adding a little bit of shape to our build. Shape is something that is difficult, but in the long run is going to make your builds look so much better. Trust me on that. Next up, basic roofing. We're going to start with some oak stairs, but now you're kind of seeing it's a bunch of connected texture, bit of an eyesore, just basically a barely upgraded box at this point, you know? So, to fix that, because honestly I think this looks worse than just box, we're going to break up that connected texture here with some oak logs. See, look at that, breaking up the texture, but it's not enough. See how flat everything still is? It still feels very like 2-dimensional, one note with all the brown. So next step you do is you add some cobblestone. Cobblestone is super easy to get, just as easy to get as all of the wood that you're going to need for this build. And look, it adds some more shape to your build because you have that little overhang. It breaks up even more, and it adds a different color than brown. See? Already looking pretty nice. I also started breaking out some holes for some windows because over here, I'm showing you the beautiful use of trapdoors and decoration. Just this simple, little trick of putting trapdoors around the bases of your logs adds just more dimension, more shape. It looks really nice. It's simple, it's clean, and I also decided that instead of glass, I was going to use trapdoors for the windows because I felt like it was a little bit more matchy to this whole style. You can use glass panes, but I prefer, personally, trapdoors for my windows. And look at that! Nice, simple, easy. And as you can see here, it works with different wood and stone types. With this little brick and birch thing going here, and this deep slate and spruce. Personally, this one's my favorite. I like deep slate and spruce. I think it's a good block combination. But you might be wondering, Dino, I've seen this a million times. I know exactly what this is. I can do that in my sleep. But you see, what I'm trying to do here is show you that these basic things that everybody knows can be used to create something bigger and better. An awesome starter house. So, let's take our upgraded box and all of the techniques we learned while making it, and I'm going to show you guys in this speed build how to make the perfect starter house. Let's hop on into it. Okay, so we're going to start nice and simple like we always do with the outline. As you can see, I'm playing around with the different shapes, working in different, boxes like we were doing earlier to see if I like where it's going. But also, I'm already marking my outline in my corners with the logs, because instead of building a giant solid block of blocks, that sounded dumb, I wanted to it's quicker, easier, wanted to get this out of the way, because this is a huge part of building starter houses, in my opinion, is making sure that you got your outline nice and squared away. As you can see, I used the stone, which is also going to be the main block of the bottom layer, to outline kind of what I was thinking, what I was seeing, and to see if I actually liked the shape from a more aerial view. And as you can see, I did. I tried my best to keep everything nice and keep the counts of the centers of the blocks odd. It's actually off-center on the left side, so I'm gonna say that now. I didn't notice till after I built it, but I can't not say anything, but it turns out fine. It looks fine. It's a little bit wonky, adds a little bit of character. It wouldn't be me building if I didn't have a couple of mistakes here. So as you can see, I'm also working on this little front bit there. That's more just for my own little personal, flair and aesthetic. It's adding an entryway, which is basically just not going to have walls. It's going to be where the door is. So that's another little, thing that you can do. Just outline that, roof that, but then you don't have to have your walls. So it just gives a little bit more, once again, shape, dimension, diversity. As you can see, I'm doing that bottom layer of stone similar to the other house, like the cobblestone base layer that I showed you guys on the small scale. But instead here, it's the entire bottom floor, and I'm using texture blocks because I find that when you're in kind of a medium scale of building, textures are a lot more obvious, connected textures are a lot more obvious, so breaking it up is a lot more pleasing to the eye. So I used a very classic block palette for texturing stone, well, smooth stone, which is what I was using, which is brick, chiseled stone brick, and then also the like super smooth stone. I don't remember what it's called. And then as you can see now, I'm also popping in quickly those spruce walls. I'm breaking up the plank texture because I find the plank texture really obnoxious personally in too large quantities, hence why I broke up my walls with the logs as well. But also using the stripped logs adds a little bit of color diversity. It breaks up the texture. It just overall, in my opinion, looks a lot nicer. It's a really quick and easy way of instead texturing your wood builds, so you don't have to worry about like using some other unconventional block instead of wood. I find it nice and easy. I think it looks good. This build already requires a stupid amount of spruce anyway with the logs. So if you're going to be going all out for your starter house, you might as well go all out, you know? So as you can see right here, I am now working on the roof. I decided that I wanted to do the roof in the stone first and then do my details in the wood. I thought that that contrasted like the amount of wood I was using in the walls nicely. So it's the same kind of deal as what I was doing earlier on the other houses, but instead of doing like the main oak roof with a cobblestone outline, here we're doing the stone roof wooden outline. I explained that way too in depth. I decided that because cobble deep slate is such a busy texture, I wanted to break it up quite a bit with some dark gray wool. You'll find that like dark gray concrete powder also work really well here, also other deep slate variants, but I thought that this was kind of the nicest version. It wasn't as smooth as concrete, so the wool itself still has a little bit of texture. It's not gonna like collapse like concrete powder does because gravity, which is like one of the few blocks in Minecraft with actual gravity. Oh no. It's really unfortunate for me because I would use concrete powder all of the time. But no, as you can see, simple roof shape. I decided that for this type of house, I didn't want the like straight kind of stair roof. So you'll see when I'm going in and doing the details, it's block, stair, stair, stair. It's the roof, you know? So I went for more of a rounded roof, which you'll see is like, it's a personal preference of mine. It fits my building style. It fits the style of house a lot better because what I'm showing you is definitely more of a rustic variation in build style. If you were going more modern, you could probably do a flat roof or the more like triangular roof, I guess, but this obviously is not that. Now you can see me over there in that corner working a bit on the wooden detailing. You'll see it a lot clearer when I come back around, but this was me trying to figure out how I was going to do the roof of the entryway, because as you can see, I have this little extended bit there that I had to separately like deal with the ceiling for. That is more of a me personal preference. If I'm making a starter house, I'll add that little bit just for shape. It also makes the face of the house look a lot nicer in my opinion, but you don't have to have that bit there. You could just have like the L shape, the classic L shape, and that's a lot easier to roof. Here you can see me doing the like wooden detailing. I don't know, I just thought it looked nicer there because of just the sheer amount of spruce that I had to have on the wall like faces of the roof. I don't know, it's personal preference. You could also invert it if you would prefer. Similar recommendations for when it comes to texturing. Also, you'll notice that here I'm starting to do my detail work. I'm just using a bunch of trapdoors and stairs and fences. Simple, basic. You'll see it down here better. I'm just outlining each of the little like panels there because I had that built one block in with trapdoors and then stairs for the corners because it breaks up the like stone and the gray and kind of connects more like the colors throughout the entire build, because you'll see that the one thing in common is the constant spruce. Like that's in every single like segment of this build. I thought it looked nicer, and you can see me now trying to figure out how to put windows in this thing because I am bad at windows. I'm bad at windows, guys. And now you can see me doing the staircase up. I decided that I wanted to have something a little bit fancy, I guess. So I just did plain stairs, but I put along the sides some oak wood trapdoors because I thought that looked nice. It was a different color. I don't know. That's just how I built a starter house. And that, my friends, is how you can use the most basic of tips and tricks to create an awesome looking starter house. See you guys next time so we can all learn together how to get good at building.